and prayers that the Almighty God will step in to vindicate the just. No, sorry.
No, dear Senate President, please, with due respect, do you mind? I have raised an order 10 privileges, sir, please. It's my right, Senate President. Order 10 on privileges, please. I believe, and please, would you stop turning off my microphone? I represent people, and I represent women who have been silenced. So permit me to speak without my microphone being silenced, dear sir, President of the Nigerian Senate.
Okay, can you guys all see how Senator Akpabio has been humbled by the only woman warrior which seems to be in existence in the Senate? The woman intervention and woman participation in Nigerian politics over the years have been intentionally suppressed by the male senators. Generally, in politics, in Nigerian politics, women are sidelined by the male sharks because they know that women do not have that heart to conceive, okay, to cover up lies like they do. In the past, we saw how the women challenged the powers that be. In the 1920s, we all remember the Aba riot, the very famous Aba riot. I think it was one of the first protests that was ever seen anywhere in Nigeria that was led by women. That protest was so successful that the British colonial masters had to take it in the media and recognize and revere those women for knowing their rights. If you go into the Bible, you will see how women have been able to take down powerful, corrupt leaders. The positions, the importance of women in politics should never and can never be sidelined or overemphasized. I mean, if you take a look at some countries that have been able to forge ahead in their polities, they have allowed a significant amount of women to come into the into the political arena. Nigeria, back home here, we have some men who have turned themselves to women harasser, women molester. When they allow a woman into political positions, all they want to do is take advantage of her, use her, and turn her to a sex toy. I am one of the people who is aggressively supporting Senator Natasha. And I urge her, provided her hands are clean, I urge her to do everything in her capacity to ensure that she pushes this case to the latter. She has to see the downfall of every randy senators within that National Assembly. I mean, that is one of the most revered, that is the highest legislative chamber in the states, in the nation, and it is so disgraceful and shameful that the man who calls himself the president of that Senate has been alleged to be involved in what we call sexual harassment by a beautiful woman whom she has brought so many incidents, so many events, and in fact her husband has also attested to it. But what we try to see is a gang up by the male, right? By the male, like the Senator Bamidele, all of them trying to just cover the mess of Senator Akpabio. Natasha must ensure she wears the spirit of the Aba women. And more importantly, she must ensure she wears the spirit of Fumilayo Ransome Kuti, who as at that time in the 40s and 50s was a thorn in the flesh of the Nigerian corrupt politicians. She was one of those people who ensured that she led several amounts of protests. even against corrupt local chiefs. I mean, if Nigeria must achieve anything called progress, the women are very, very important, because there's one thing the women ensure: they brings in balancing. They brings in counterbalancing. What we have today is an imbalanced system of governance, whereby it is only the men who seems to always have their way, who seems to always have their say. And it is apparent that we have been blessed with very evil men in power. These are people that have lost their conscience. It is apparent that we have lost evil men who are not in any way out there to fight for our interests. What they are fighting for is their own personal interest, their pockets, stuffing it with dollars and dollars and dollars. They are trying to just silence this woman. Now she's been set to the last seat in the Senate. Whenever she wants to talk, they keep muting her mic. You know, just wanton harassment and intimidation. Bro, because she's a woman. I love what her husband is currently doing. Her husband needs to stand by her side at this moment. And luckily for her, her husband is a royalty. He's not just a common man. Can we just take a moment and imagine if Senator Natasha was married to maybe someone like me, an ordinary Nigerian, an ordinary civilian? I am sure Akpabio would have just called for my arrest immediately. He might have even threatened me, like, Oga, you better go to the media and say that your wife does not know what she's saying. Or have we not seen situations whereby a husband will go and be, you know, testifying against her own wife because he's a nobody? But this man stood with his wife, because there are allegations that Akpabio didn't just do it once. He did it in so many instances. He just wants to see what is under her skirt. The same Akpabio, while he was the chairman of NDDC, was alleged to have received slap when he approached a woman for sex. The same Akpabio was also reported to be sleeping with this young lady that won the cookathon competition. You know, I mean, there has been so many scandals, sex scandals surrounding Akpabio. A position that where he is the number 3 most important person in Nigeria. All he has to do is just attract shame, disgrace to that very revered seat. If Akpabio was a clean man, I am sure Akpabio would have just stayed away from that plenary yesterday and allow Natasha to come and present a petition. If Akpabio was really sure, damn sure deep down in his heart that, well, and my hand no day, I don't do anything evil, he would have stayed away. We can see how so many paid, agitators and protesters all of a sudden came out, started singing the praises of Akpabio. You know, in fact, Christian Association, that body is a disgrace. The CAN is not speaking for the Nigerian Christians in any way. CAN body came out to say that Akpabio is a man of God. Who gave them that temerity? As this Christian Association of Nigeria now become the spokesperson for Akpabio, wherein they have to, Akpabio is just trying to politicize everything. He's bringing traditional rulers, bringing religious bodies. Even some women have been paid to speak against her, wherein they are calling Natasha an Ashawo woman. They are saying that she has always been, falsely accusing people of sexual harassment. Have you seen Natasha? Natasha is a woman that even a young guy, if he sees her, will look at her not more than once, because she's a beautiful woman. And if she's insisting, because I don't think Natasha, who is a qualified and a certified lawyer, will be so foolish, knowing fully well that she has any iota of evidence, and at this level she will still be insisting that she wants to push a petition against Akpabio because she knows that she is risking a senatorial career. One, she will be risking a lot of money because Akpabio, if he's innocent, he will also sue her for billions for damages. So she won't be so foolish if she has no evidence, if she has no proof against Akpabio. So can we as male in Nigeria, can we also allow the women to also have a voice? The records, the best performances that we've ever recorded in Nigeria were done by women. I will list them. Dora Akuyili. When Dora Akuyili came on board, she fought head on the drug cartels to an extent that they even killed her husband. You know, they started threatening her. She has to fly her children out of Nigeria. The second one, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, her mother was kidnapped. These are how women are ready to fight corruption. If we have about, let me say, 40% of women in that Senate, I am sure that Senate will not be a coven of cabals who are corrupt today, because they will ensure that they speak truth to power, because naturally women are not supposed to hide evil. They don't have that heart that women have. And that is just the plain truth. They will want to speak truth. I can go on and on and on. Senator Natasha, please continue to press the neck of Akpabio.
I beg to differ that this matter is sub judice. And I stand on privilege 10, order 10, which is on privileges.
No, sorry.
No, dear Senate President, please, with due respect, do you mind? I have raised an order 10, privileges, sir, please. It's my right, Senate President. Order 10 on privileges, please. I believe, and please, would you stop turning off my microphone? I represent people, and I represent women who have been silenced. So permit me to speak without my microphone being silenced, dear sir, President of the Nigerian Senate. Order 10 on privileges.
Coincidentally, I'm hearing you.
Any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he or she shall be prepared to move without notice a motion declaring that the contempt or breach of privilege has been committed. I stand and I believe herefore, sir, that your denial, your refusal to accept and treat my petition before the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges and Abuse of my privileges, and I say forth, that this matter is not sub judice, it is not before the court. The matter before the court is on the defamation and cyberbullying statements made by your special assistant on new media, Mr. Patrick Umfom, who addressed my decent outfits as transparent, thereby depicting that I walk sedulously and naked to the chambers. That is the nature of the petition, of the case in court. This petition, sir, has never been filed. The petition that alleges, or should I say, accuses you of making sexual harassment moves, abusing your office, and making malicious obstructions to my legislative functions has not been tendered anywhere before, no court in Nigeria. So, sir, I would appreciate if you kindly accept my petition and forward same to the Ethics and Privileges Committee so it could be treated. Thank you, sir.
Inundated with calls since the 28th day of February 2025 over some spurious allegations making the rounds in the social media and on television about a purported harassment of distinguished Senator Natasha Akpabio. While I am aware that the matters are in court, however, I would like to state clearly that at no time did I ever attempt any sexual harassment on the said distinguished Senator Akpabio or any other woman, for that matter. I and my siblings were raised very well by my late single mother. She died in year 2000, through very difficult times, and I therefore have the highest regards for women. Even at demise, I still cry till today. I also wish to state that I also have 4 beautiful daughters. So at no time will I ever harass any woman, and I've never done so. In addition, even as a state governor, I was awarded various awards. One of them was the one you wish to know, the most gender-friendly governor in Nigeria. I served between 2007 and 2015. To God be the glory. In conclusion, I urge all Nigerians, particularly the media, and then, of course, the members of the social media, to await the court's decision. And please do not jump to conclusions on matters of mere allegations. I want to thank you for listening to me, and thank my colleagues, because some of the phone calls were calls of support, solidarity, and prayers that the Almighty God will step in to vindicate the just. So now let us get on with the business of the day. Thank you.